Conversation with Prince George's County Police Chief Mark Magaw. Can you talk about what specifically you and your department has done to tackle violent crime? The year got off to a rocky start, as
Yes.
folks know, but the trend has been much
Yes.
more positive in the time
Yes.
since January. How do you focus on that aspect of your job?
Right. In January, the community and the police department stepped up. We did have a spike. We had a challenging January. We stopped that issue. Going into the summer, we knew that we need to have an initiative in place. One of the things we did is we looked at violent crime, and we focused on 5 specific areas within the county that we needed to put every extra resource we could put into those to stabilize those communities. But when we laid this out for Mr. Baker, and we've done hotspots before, that type of thing, what we asked Mr. Baker to do, and he immediately did, was mandate that every department within the county bring resources to these communities, with the idea that if we raise these 5 communities, we raise the entire county. And that's what happened. Right now, where we sit, violent crime is down 13% in the county. Overall crime is down 10%. And that's on top of a 35-year low. Everything, carjackings down 35%, robberies down 15%, shootings down 15%. It's the community, the county government, the county council, the county exec, and the police department, everyone focusing on the needs of the community, and it's made a tremendous difference.
From New York to Oakland to Washington to Richmond, dozens of cities here and around the world, we're seeing ongoing protests. And it's an interesting time because everyone has the ability to take a photograph or to shoot some video of anything they see, including an interaction between a police officer, a group of police officers, and citizens, protesters, or whomever. Not to say that this little snippet or that is the last word or the total picture of anything that happens, but presumably for the men and women who are on the front lines, who serve you and who you serve, that knowledge that everything we do is being watched has got to be front of mind, not, both because images will be there, but also because you want to comport yourself in a way that that doesn't do dishonor to the agency.
Right. And it's not a bad thing. We've had cameras in the cars videotaping traffic stops for 10 years. And having other people have access to this kind of media, it really is not a bad thing. It makes you think twice to make sure you're presenting yourself properly, and the accountability piece I have no problem with. Our officers are held to a high standard. They know what those standards are, and we don't have a problem with it. We'll be all right.
When you have officers who've been around a while, they've gotten experience, they have relationships in the community, they know their beat and their responsibilities well, you hate to lose them. Is your pay structure and benefits and other things such that you're not losing out, as it were, that a neighboring agency isn't able to come to somebody and say, hey, we can give you $5,000 more, we can give you that take-home car, we can give you that Monday through Friday shift, or some more in the, this, that, or the other? To what extent, if at all, is that an issue?
It really hasn't been too much of an issue for us. It's always in the back of your mind. A young officer with 5 years on is a commodity. He can go, he has experience, he can go anywhere in the Washington area if there's more money, that type of deal. I think the work environment right now on the county police is outstanding. This department has rallied around Mr. Baker and believe in his leadership. We haven't seen a mass exodus by any means. Actually, we've seen just the opposite, less people leaving. But of course, it's contract time, so everybody is paying attention to that. But I think right now the morale in the police department is as good or better than I've ever seen it.
What's your relationship with the head of the union?
Very good. Vince Canales and I talk weekly on all types of issues. We meet once a month to go over official issues that have come up. He has the same, both our jobs are very much alike. It's to take care of the men and women that are this department and support this community. So we've agreed to disagree on several occasions, but we've always come to an understanding, and we're coming from the same place, which makes it a little bit easier.
Can you talk about the actions you've taken where there's a nightclub or other community thing that has been troublesome, a sore spot, a source of more than its share of issues? What do you do in those situations?
Well, one of the issues that we saw right off the bat coming in January, something we needed to do, was address the nightclub issue. Late at night in Prince George County, we had become the point of least resistance in the metropolitan Washington area. When Washington closed a lot of their nightclubs, a lot of the promoters came out to the county, which is fine. I mean, we're very pro-business, but you need to have the correct permits and that type of thing to run an establishment. We got with Councilmember Tolles, who wrote CB 18, that is a nightclub dance ordinance, to make sure that we hold these promoters accountable for their actions out here. We've closed several nightclubs under CB 18, and our working relationship with the entire council has been tremendous.
Chief Magaw, we appreciate very much you taking the time to come in and be with us today. We hope you'll come back anytime you like.
Sir.
It's been a pleasure to have you here. Thanks very much
sir.
for your time. Really good to get to speak with you. The Chief of Police in Prince George's County, Mark Magaw. We'll step aside here. We're back with much more news talk right after this.